What's going on? Welcome to the Shooting the Schmidt YouTube channel. I'm your host, Jonathan Smith. Happy Thanksgiving, because no video tomorrow. Probably not one on Friday either. I got family in town. I have people that I have to see. So we'll see. This is probably the last video for the week. I'll probably be back on Monday. But I want to address this person I keep seeing on Twitter. Every time I get on Twitter, people are tweeting and fawning over LaMelo Ball. I mean, every time I get on Twitter, I'm seeing stuff on LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball did this. LaMelo Ball's handle. Oh, look at this pass from LaMelo Ball. Oh, it's like he's at Chino Hills. Just all this stuff about LaMelo Ball. And like I get it. I do. And like there's some reason to be excited, right? He's second in the NBA right now in points per game. He's averaging just over 30 a game. He's averaging, a tick under 7 assists a game. The handles are really cool. The passing is flashy. All that kind of stuff. Like I get why people like him. He's a perfect social media basketball player. But I just don't think he's very good. Like that's probably not the right way to put it. I don't think he impacts winning at a high level, and that's why the Hornets are currently 6-11. And I think a lot of that has to do with the lack of efficiency. Sure, like he's averaging 30 points a game. That is amazing, but he's only shooting 44% from the floor. It's not very good. He's shooting 36% from three. Like he's scoring a whole bunch of points because he's taking a bunch of shots. Like the other night, they're playing the Bucks and they lost by 6. But that's not what people wanted to focus on. They wanted to talk about how LaMelo Ball scored 50. Oh, he scored 50 on the Bucks. And they just don't want to bring up the fact that he was 17 of 38 shooting. It's not very good. It's just not. And that lack of efficiency doesn't help your team win, which is the ultimate goal in any sport that you play. And the other thing is, I don't think he makes his teammates that much better when he's on the floor. It's like, well, Jonathan, what do you mean? He's averaging 7 assists a game. Like, yeah, that's fine. But when you look at the offensive rating, when he's off the floor, the Charlotte Hornets offensive rating is 109. All right, so that's 109 points per 100 possessions. That's pretty below average. That's probably somewhere around 20th in the NBA. When LaMelo Ball is on the floor, the Charlotte Hornets offensive rating only goes up to 112. It only goes up by 3 points. Like that's not great, right? That is the definition of average in the NBA. When LaMelo Ball is on the floor for the Charlotte Hornets, they are the 15th best offense in the NBA by offensive rating. But they're only going up by 3 points per 100 possessions whenever he's on the floor. And so I just don't think that he impacts his teammates and helps them get better in the way that a Nikola Jokic does, which, I get it, not fair to compare anyone to Jokic because he's the best player in the world, but that's just an example. I don't think he helps his teammates play better like Tyrese Halliburton did last year. He's obviously gotten off to a rough start, so we're going to leave him be. He's been better these last 2 nights, but I just don't think that he makes his teammates better. I don't. Like, that's why the other night against the Magic, he had 44 points, on 30 shots, but he shot well, 17 to 30 from the floor. That's good. But he was -2. Like, how are you -2 when you score 44 points? It's either because, A, you don't make your teammates better, which I don't think he does. He has stretches where I think the playmaking's good, but for the most part, I think it's pretty lackluster. I think he could be better in that area. And then defensively, I don't think he's a very good defender either. I don't think he's bad, but I don't think he's a good one either per se. Like the Hornets' defensive rating with him on the floor is 113.7. Like that's 17th. That makes them the 17th best team in the NBA when he's on the floor. Like that's below average. And if you caught that, his net rating is negative 1.2. Look, I'm not a genius. I'm sure I'm talking through all this, and Charlotte Hornet fans are mad at me. That's fine. But I just don't know very many superstars whose net rating is negative. Negative. Right? Because the real superstars are either so great offensively that even if they're bad on defense, how great they are on offense kind of helps outweigh the negatives on defense. But for LaMelo, like that's not the case. When he's on the floor, the Hornets have a negative 1.2 net rating. That's not good. When LaMelo Ball's on the floor, the Charlotte Hornets are the 17th best team in the NBA by net rating. That's a play-in team. Okay, and I get it. Once again, he's cool for social media, right? Like in 30 years after he retires, the little 1 minute clips on TikTok or whatever's cool then, where someone's like, LaMelo Ball's a problem. Yeah, like those will be cool. Okay, my kids will probably ask me one day, like, John, hey, Dad, how good was LaMelo Ball? And be like, oh, he was cool, he was flashy. He drove a really cool car and he dressed in really loud colors, but I just don't think he impacts winning at a high level. Like when I watch him play, to make this clear, I've probably watched 10 Hornet games this year, 9, 10, somewhere in there. I feel like when I watch him, he's just a taller Trae Young. He's not a good defender. Takes a lot of bad shots, or a lot of shots that I don't like at least. But he scores because he takes a bunch of shots. And, to not sound like I'm dunking on Trae Young, Trae Young's a much better playmaker. He's second in the NBA in assists per game right now, averaging over 10. I mean, I get it. Like LaMelo Ball and the handle and all that stuff and, the occasional cool passes, great for social media. But I don't think that it's great for the future of the Charlotte Hornets. I do, however, love Brandon Miller. I think he's going to be awesome because 6'8" guys who can dribble, pass, and shoot are usually really good in the league. And, Brandon Miller seems like he plays a better winning style of basketball. It's probably the better way to put it. Takes good shots, right? When he gets the ball, if LaMelo's not chucking it up. So, yeah, that's my take on LaMelo Ball. He's just a taller Trae Young. Not going to win a lot of games with him if he's your best player. Now, if you can get him to buy in and to really play make and prioritize winning as opposed to himself, like he can be the cornerstone of your franchise. I just don't know if he's willing to do that in his career just yet. Then again, like, I don't know. He hasn't, I guess he's been in the league longer than I realized. This is what, year 4, year 5, kind of somewhere in there. So we'll see. We'll see if he figures it out at some point. But once again, the clips on Twitter, really cool. But you're 6-11. Let's be a little better. That's going to do it for my video today. Like I said, I'll be back again on Monday. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And follow me on Twitter at __ Jonathan Smith. If, for the next time LaMelo Ball goes crazy, you can tell me how dumb I am. We can do that. So make sure you like and subscribe as well. And I'll talk to you again at some point, probably on Monday.